Hello folks, want to get started off with a nice little program today. We want to go over short sales versus foreclosures. But before we get too far along in the program, we want to introduce ourselves here.
Hi, my name is Paul Shorey.
And I'm Mike Gaskill, and we are the home team.
The first thing we need to decide is a short sale for you. Keep in mind there are a lot of home sellers who actually want to keep their home even though they're in some financial situations, etc. So the first thing you want to do if you want to keep your house is get in touch with your lender and see if we can work out some type of loan modification program for you. That would be your first step.
Another thing is, too, you want to check and see if you do have a second mortgage. And I just discovered yesterday some people don't even realize that an equity line of credit is a second mortgage, and it is. So you have to be upfront about that, too, and talk to both lenders if you do have that.
Okay, another big issue that a lot of sellers have, and that is to simply do a short sale or a foreclosure. And a lot of times when you're talking foreclosures, where a lot of sellers simply walk away and just give it back to the bank. Today's market, it really at any time, that is something you never want to do. A short sale is definitely at your advantage. Mike, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, one of the good advantages of doing a short sale as opposed to a foreclosure, your credit score stays pretty much intact. You only lose about 50 points on a short sale, but you lose 250 to 300 points on a foreclosure, and it stays on the books for 5 years. So that's something you really don't want to do.
And also in the future, once you get past this little hardship time in your life, keep in mind a foreclosure, you have to disclose that on a lot of documents that you might be filling out as far as loan applications, things in the future. Right now, short sales, you do not have to report that at all.
Another thing, too, if you're in the military, security clearances could be a real major issue as far as foreclosures go. And we have a great military influence around us here, too, so that's one thing to really think about. A lot of jobs are terminated over a foreclosure, so a short sale is really a super thing to do if you have the opportunity to get in it and work with the lender. One really important factor of the short sale process is you need to qualify for the short sale, and there's a lot of issues that come into play here, and I'm going to have Paul talk a little bit about those for you.
And keep in mind, this is where we step in and really help you out. But some of the things are such as loss of income. Maybe you had a pay decrease, but you didn't lose a job. Losing a job is one as well. Maybe your spouse lost a job, but you didn't. Maybe a death in the family. Any of these type things are considered hardships, and that will qualify you for a short sale.
You can't have a lot of money in the bank either, because they'll take a hard look at that. You have to verify your income, verify bank accounts, and that type thing. So just be cognizant of all those, and we'll guide you through the whole process. That's where we become a team here and really help you through the program. One of the first things the banks want to do is have you get your property listed with a realtor, and that's what we do. So you can give us a shout, we can help you out.
Keep in mind, this is a requirement from that bank. They want to make sure that you're showing good faith in trying to sell this property. You're also going to have to produce some documentation, such as your last 2 weeks of pay stubs, all your banking, your checking and savings accounts. They want a two-month history on that. If you're self-employed, they want 2-year tax returns. On your right-hand side down here at the bottom, click on the list of documents that the banks require, and you can go ahead and get a head start on gathering this information. Okay, now at this point with your home on the market, we got buyers looking at it, people coming and going. Now the next step is, once we receive an offer, what's going to happen thereafter? Mike, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first thing is the banks will require a BPO, which is a broker price opinion, and they'll have the local realtors go out and fetch some comps. And then what they generally do is they'll take anywhere between 5 and 10% less than what the BPO states.
Now, like Mike said, that BPO, in layman's terms, is really an informal appraisal. And keep in mind, the banks do not look at your mortgage balance, your back taxes, or anything like that. All these things do not have a role in what the selling price is. They're going to base that selling price on today's current market conditions, and that's very, very important. So don't be confused. It's all looking at the market conditions. Okay, something very important that you need to know. Keep in mind that as we go through this short sale process, our fees and realtor commissions and all that, it's not actually paid by you. So you don't actually pay us anything. Mike, tell us a little bit about how this works.
Well, the lender pays all the back taxes, commissions, and any of the liens on the property. It's all paid by the lender, so you don't have to worry about that. So get that out of your equation.
So that's something very, very important, so don't let that stop you. Keep in mind, we're here to help you, we want to work with you, and we got ways to get you through this process.
One thing to keep in mind, when the banks get an offer, they might want to do a counter depending on how the offer comes in. So they do a counter once, so let's just be aware of that whole fact there.
Now this is where our true partnership really kicks in. We actually negotiate with the bank on your behalf. We're definitely going to keep you in the loop, but our goal is to get that sales price as high as we can and get that bank to accept our offer. So this is very, very important as we go through the process. Okay, now that we've got the bank to accept our deal, after we've done the negotiations, there's a few things that the bank may require from you as they analyze and go through your financials that you've supplied. Might tell us a little bit about some of the things they want.
Well, there's a chance you might have to bring some cash to the table, and also there's a chance you will have to sign a promissory note. Some banks do, some banks don't. But one thing you can rest assured, you will get 1099 for the loss that the bank's absorbing, and they'll negotiate that with you as well.
Now keep in mind, before you just had the fear factor set in on you, on your financials, if you supply statements, savings account, that you've got a lot of money in savings, they're going to look at that, and that is the type of money that they might want to bring for you to have you bring to the table. If you're in a situation where you don't have any money, that may not even come up. And as far as signing that promissory note, do keep in mind that is also a whole lot better, because in reality, we've already signed a promissory note, which is your mortgage. So a lot of times that's going to be a lot less. And do keep in mind, every bank, they do not always require this. And unfortunately, we won't know this information until we're well into the process. So we don't want to scare you right now. We just want to let you know some of the things that could happen. But it's a 50-50 chance whether you're going to have to do that promissory or bring cash to the table. And but we do want you to be aware of it. Okay. We hope that we gave you a little bit of understanding on how the short sale process works. We can take you from the beginning to the end. And do keep in mind, we are CDPE certified. We've been doing this for a while. We've got a lot of accounts under our belt. We really want to be able to help you, but there are some things that you need to be aware of that's happening out in the current marketplace.
One thing you really need to be aware of too is you want to maintain your right to speak to your lender. That's real important. And also maintain your right to speak to legal counsel. It's extremely important, and we want to kind of guide you through the way. Like Paul said, we're CDPE certified, and we can certainly guide you through the whole process. That's what we do.
Okay, with all the short sales that are happening nationwide, keep in mind the short sale process, it's always changing every day.
The banks are requiring different criteria each day, so I think it's important, real important, to keep on top of it.
So keep in mind, if they ask for additional information, always keep yourself very flexible to the changes.
Keep in mind, everyone's situation is a little different, and as Paul said, we're CDPE certified, so we're here to help.
So we do encourage you to give us a call, get a free consultation. We never charge you a dime. And also, we do respect your privacy, so all conversation is and remains confidential.